Hello everyone, David over here. I wanted to jump in and apologize in advance. We had some issues with the equipment and were unable to record the second half of the episode. Not to worry, we will circle back and discuss those topics on our future shows. Now please sit back and enjoy.
Welcome, everybody,
to another episode
of the Immigrants Show.
The Immigrant Show.
Oh, we didn't even practice that and came out so smooth.
Yeah.
And that's because, what? How is the show now, man? Oh, by the way, Happy New Year. Let's not jump all over the place. Let me just say all the happiest of New Year's.
That's what we do, we just jump around.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. But actually, I will talk about that a little bit more in a second. So,
Yes.
Happy New Year to all of you, to all of our viewers. We wish you lots of prosperity, good health, lots of love, and happiness in 2023. The rest will come if you work for it. But those few things should always be there. You should always be healthy. And if you're not, and that could be changed by working on it, fucking work on it. Just do it, like Nike said. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. This year, we'll continue evolving. We'll continue thinking strategically about the show and actually what we want to do with it, how we're gonna make it better. Last year we had promised you to bring you some guests, but we glide like gypsies. So
We did not lie. It just never. We weren't able to manifest it. It's not a lie when
we didn't get it done.
Yeah, there you go. See,
We didn't get it done.
Yeah.
But this year we're gonna get
still
it
messed
done.
up. Yeah.
We did have one episode in a liquor store back then when the liquor store was called the Liquor Store Blues.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. So we'll bring you those people. And actually, I met a couple of other immigrants with some quite interesting stories behind them, and their journey through the American culture. What I said, the America meaning the continent itself, because
The continent, not just the U.S.
yeah, just like the continent, like all of America, South America, North America.
Their experience in America, or are they?
They were just moving around the continent.
And they're
like
not from America. They're like European, Asia,
Yes.
Africa. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I haven't met these people.
no, he has not.
Yeah.
So that's what we do over here. And again, thank you for joining, and happy Lunar New Year for all of our Chinese listeners who are exactly 0, but it's okay. We're gonna change that, right? Because we love China.
How do you know where it's 0? I don't know. I haven't. Maybe we have a Chinese listener we just don't know about it.
Yeah, but like a Chinese listener in China?
Oh, in China.
In China.
Oh, yeah. Are they
Yeah,
allowed to
back
have
over there.
YouTube? Can they have YouTube in China?
Yeah, they do, but I'm not really sure how they view immigrants, right? Ooh, that was a good creak. Anyway.
The way they view immigrants?
Yep. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever heard about somebody immigrating to China from the United States, especially? I've heard the vice versa. I've never heard, I've heard of people going back, but I've never heard of somebody.
To be fair, I don't pay much attention towards like people that are migrating places and stuff.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
all I know is that I've immigrated from Mexico to the States.
From one America to another America.
Within America. Yeah.
Within America.
Yeah. I didn't leave in America to go to another America. I was in America and I just went like.
So you're Native
Now I'm over
American.
here.
Technically
probably,
speaking,
yeah.
we can call you a Native American if you play with words.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I've thought about that for the longest time. I was like, I'm probably, as most Mexicans are, like 75% Native. I've never done the study, whatever, but I just look at my mug, my relative's face, everybody's mug, and it's like, oh yeah. And then you look at older paintings and statues of people, which is something pretty cool. What is it? One of the earlier civilizations was the Olmecs. they're around where they first like the earliest places of them living is right by my neighborhood where I came from.
By Puebla?
No, Cuautla, Morelos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because I know for sure that Chiloto in Puebla has one of the biggest pyramids. Where there's like there's a church on top of the pyramid. Is it Chiloto? Is it Chiton?
Oh, I'm not.
We'll check it out,
know.
and we're gonna put a picture right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I will continue just randomly pointing at places in the screen.
Yeah. It's gonna be somewhere.
It's gonna be somewhere.
if you're watching us on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try to keep it entertaining. Yeah. No. So I thought it was pretty cool. And it's funny because the earlier they're famous for having these like ginormous big heads, like these like sculptures of these like ginormous faces and heads. It makes you feel just right at home. You know?
Oh, nice.
A big dome stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. So, again, Happy Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year.
Year of the Rabbit. Yeah, Year of the Rabbit. Yeah.
Apparently, the luckiest animal alive.
Yeah,
I don't know.
over where I'm at. Since this is like a Chinese restaurant, they're doing this whole Year of the Rabbit thing, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They get they like telling us about that. It's like the good luck, the fortune, and it's pretty cool. Just listening to other people's customs and stuff, but at the same time, try to treat them with respect. Don't want to offend somebody, but like try to say one of their phrases. I forget what it was, but say one of their phrases. I'm like, nah, if I want to say it, I have to say it right because I don't want to like just fuck around, half-ass it and then say something that's not cool. So, yeah, treat other cultures with respect. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, and then. The cigar that I'm smoking right now was given to me by one of our listeners, actually, Joseph. Yeah, so
Joseph.
It was a wedding gift, and thank you very much, man. Really good cigar, slightly sweet around the tip, like the wrap is on the sweeter side, and it's quite interesting.
Do cigars get sweet?
This is the first one like that I've had. I also tend to go for full body cigars, and they're extremely heavy. It's just the same way that with wine. That's another thing that I realized recently. I drank.
Speaking of which,
yeah. Hold on.
Oh! I was just gonna sneak a sip.
Yeah, fuck you cannot do that, man. Cheers.
Cheers, and cheers to you. If you, hopefully, you're joining us with a glass of wine as well.
Yep.
Encourage us.
Cheers. Cool. Cheers. So. I'm going to talk about the wine later.
Ooh.
I like...
Dry tannins, fruit.
There, we went to my wife's co-worker's boyfriend's house. And he's a wine lover. Like, he enjoys drinking wine. He has a whole fridge, one of those, like, big fridges and shit. And they were drinking Grenache. And actually, one of the bottles we drank was by this importer that starts with P.
Well, how was the wine?
The wine was, it was breeding. It was in a decanter for 4 hours.
Oh, geez.
Still not my. I don't know, man. Like Grenache. It's not the wine for me.
What is it about the Grenache that you don't like?
Tastes weak.
Tastes weak.
Tastes weak. It has this flora, this bouquet.
Little bitch ass.
Yeah, for real.
The fucking Grenache cannot defend itself. Little bitch.
Dude. Straight up. If I could talk about that Grenache like that, yeah.
Man.
And it was like from 2012, and he hadn't aged it properly. Like the dude loves wine.
Yeah. Did he like it?
Yeah, he was enjoying it, and I'm like, listen, like
so the Grenache. All right. So the Grenache itself was good. It was just not your cup of tea.
or maybe I couldn't appreciate it. I guess, yeah. Like I would take it for somebody like from him. He loved it, right? But that's the whole thing, man. Like the whole thing with this is gonna be a very good tangent. We do have some stuff to talk about, but now that we're talking about flavors and personal preference, I always
I'm excited.
like I always like things that can get a little violent, like a little, like they're a little tough to swallow. They're like a little too aggressive, like that type of stuff. And
I don't know if you're talking about the wine or the
wine.
next topic you're jumping into. So I'm very confused. Oh, you're talking about the wine. All right, all right, all right.
Like for example, like when you drink Cabernet, when you drink Zinfandels, like they're very full-bodied, very strong wines.
Like, okay.
That Grenache was like there were two of them. One of them was a little on the wild side, but still not wild enough for me. Yeah, for real.
What do you mean by wild now?
You have to taste it, and for that, like I would ask him for a recommendation, and then I'll bring a bottle here, and I'll ask him what we need to do.
But what constitutes a wild tasting wine?
So you know how like Grenaches are usually like bouquet forward, like they're very mellow. They're like it's like a cab. Like if
I remember them being like a little fruity.
Yeah.
Okay. Like can't remember the last Grenache I tasted.
So the $11.99 we had from Costco. The one that started with G.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So those were even smoother and way more balanced than that. So the Grenache was like really balanced, right? And both of them.
Was it bordering on the sweet side?
No. On the drier side, but like not to the point where it sucks the saliva out of your mouth. Not where it just leaves your mouth like a desert, right? And forgive me if I'm really botching this shit up, but I think I am. Whatever. I'm not really that deep into like I'm not a wine connoisseur because I think that it requires way too much.
Yes, we are.
It requires too much sacrifice. I can recommend wines to you, but like if I sit down with someone, these dudes will run circles around me, and the people that I was drinking
tripped them, bro.
And
stop running around me, leave me alone.
and the people that I was drinking this with, they were like really into wine. To the point where they took classes.
I like listening.
Stuff like that.
I mean, I like listening to people that know about wine. It's just annoying when they're snobby, you know. But I guess that goes with anybody that's smart. It's like just be cool, man. You know, it's and teach people. Because I love learning. You know?
Yeah. So, so personal preferences, right? Not my type of wine. Like Grenache is just like these types of like balanced wines for me are maybe if I get older, but right now I want something to like. If the wine was equivalent of a car, those cars were like not Bentleys, but like Rolls Royces, like very well balanced, or Cadillacs, like old school Cadillacs, or even better, old school Buicks. It was like the ride was like extremely smooth. There were no bumps on the road. Even if there were, you were not here, like you're not feeling anything. You just like cruise along the beach on a highway or whatever. And my personal preference for wines is like something the equivalent of a motorcycle. You make one mistake, that shit is killing you. Like it's totally not comfortable unless you love it, and that's what you love. Like it. I don't know. Like I've tasted some Cabernets recently from California that we have drank.
It almost sounds like you like them super dry and like heavy on the tannin side.
Yeah, that's exactly how I like them.
Yeah,
it's like it's crazy. Yeah,
like in your face.
However, I do not like wines that were brought up in a volcanic
Volcanic.
Yeah, like for example,
excuse me, Mr.
volcanic. So no.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Yes,
I mean,
we've tried one. It was one of the earliest ones that we tried on the show back in the day when it was called the Liquor Store Blues. I brought one from Tenerife.
By the way, all these episodes from Liquor Store Blues are still up on the same channel. Check them out.
Yeah, they are.
So
because we just shit change it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Like I don't like a wine that tastes like dirt, for example. Like those earthy wines. There are few of, and those usually.
I find European wines tend to be like that, and which is kind of why I am not too fond of them.
Exactly.
I have to. It has to be like a very specific Chianti that I want to have, or a Bordeaux. They tend to be so earthy and so heavy on tannins. That's kind of why I enjoy Zinfandel so much, because most of the time, at least the ones that I've preferred are super dry, but they're not heavy on tannins. They tend to be a little, even on the, like you said, like a bitch ass wine. It's a little like boring, like a little fruity. It's like all right. But what I like is when it's not just like juicy, but it still has that. It leaves your tongue feeling like a desert, but it's like a satisfying.
Like this one.
This one's pretty good. Yeah, this one's pretty close. Good. It's pretty close. It's not exactly there, but it's on its way there.
So tell me about it a little bit more. I have to stop doing this. Tell me a little bit about the liquor store you bought it. What happened? How did you choose this?
So I walked in. Is this wine? It's called Folkways wine on Croton Falls. It's like right on the train station. It's a small little spot. It's been there for a couple of years, but it's recently had an owner change. It's pretty dope. I'm pretty sure the owners are immigrants, because I've seen this one dude, and this is like, I don't know, my bro is like 6'11" and shit. Fucking
you can
7
this
feet tall.
Motherfucker is tall as fuck. So you can say this motherfucker is tall as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to.
You need to break your neck to look in his eyes.
Yeah, I was like, hey man,
what's up, dude?
Yeah. Anyway, so they have like a lot of artsy stuff. It's a pretty nice spot. If you're ever in Croton Falls, I definitely recommend stopping in. And they have pretty good wine selections. They tend to have tastings on Fridays. But anyway, I walked in and I saw this one. I saw it was a Zinfandel. It had a price tag on it, so it was $15. So I was like, I like Zinfandels. I need to catch the train. So I grabbed it. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, folks. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so definitely recommend the store. They definitely know their stuff there. Absolutely. And they have a lot of like artsy knickknacks and shit. Like clay things, like plates and books and stuff. Yeah, pretty artsy.
That's interesting and dope. And was it recommended to you, or did you just decide to like?
See, this motherfucker wasn't listening to me.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, it was.
No. I walked in and I saw it and I just grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw that it was a Zinfandel. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I'll take it. Yeah.
Have we had this on the podcast before? This Paul Dolan brand?
Not that I remember. What? Does it sound familiar? It tastes familiar?
Yeah.
No, but it's a nice wine, like kind of like George was saying. It falls on that description that I was giving. So like on the dry side, it's a little light in the body, I find, but it still has like those little fruit notes. But yeah, it definitely hits you at the beginning with that the dryness. No tannins, papa.
No tannins.
No me gusta.
True. It's like recently I had a Zinfandel from Costco that I let decant or air out or whatever, breathe for like 2 hours, and I've noticed how much difference that makes. Like, and we do have a decanter that was made in Mexico, so I think we should start utilizing that. Just have to figure out a way how to transport it.
Yeah.
Not the decanter, but the wine. Because once you...
Oh, you mean like decant it and then bring it here?
Yeah. Because I like when I was looking back on the episodes, that's one thing I noticed is that we never actually allowed the wine to breathe. And then I tried those wines at this dude's place, and I was like, "Oh wow, I have a decanter at home. I should start using it." So I started using it. And my God, what's the difference is insane. It is actually quite noticeable difference. Like, I wish I could say that it's not, but it is. And that's another thing, man. Like,
just say the truth.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you know what I was noticed? Remember that wine, that Cabernet Jordan?
Yeah.
Remember for how much we were selling it? I always remember
was that
like
$20.
Nah, I think it was like a $50 bottle of wine. But I remember selling it for $50 back then, and then recently I saw it in multiple stores for $50 again, which was kind of weird. Because every other wine that
is still the same price?
Yeah, because every other wine that we have tried, I mean, dude, from 2011 to now, the inflation is kind of like almost at 50%.
And are you sure it was the same wine? Because you know how sometimes
they'll
have like reserved at the bottom and you can't read it.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe
Good
it was
point.
You know,
good point. I really don't know about that.
Yeah,
that's a question that
we must investigate.
we shall. Yeah. Because I remember I was like, "Fuck, $50? I can't afford that." And then I'm like, "Wait, $50? I can definitely afford that wine." Like, just starting affording shit that you start buying shit that you couldn't buy. But
that's good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And like another thing about personal preference was today I was watching the Taco Chronicles.
Taco Chronicles?
Yeah, on Netflix. Oh, dude, it's the best shit. Like, honestly, I was extremely close to writing down a business plan and like propose it to you and Shorty and be like, what we should do, we should open a food cart company called On the Same Boat or the Same Boat. Right, because we're immigrants, we're all in the same boat in a way, and just have very specific, very limited menu, but menu that you go crazy about. One of those would definitely be the Suertes taco.
I don't know. Suadero. Tacos de suadero.
My dude. Like, I've never had a taco, or probably I did have it when I was extremely drunk down in Oaxaca. It's one of the two. Because I remember having some tacos.
Yeah.
But the dude actually never told me what it was. He was like, don't worry about it. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm drunk as a skunk. The dude goes, don't worry about it.
What? Somebody tells me not to worry about what I'm going to eat. I'm not eating it.
No, I've definitely ate it. Like, it was also somebody that I can trust, right? Like, because he's the same person that gave me that.
Oh, this was a friend. It wasn't like the taco vendor.
Yeah, no, it was a friend.
Oh, the way you said it at first, I thought it was like the taco vendor. I was like, no, bro, don't eat it. That's
no.
That's crazy.
No, come on. But so that, like, the way that taco is cooked is very interesting.
Mucho interesante.
And it is like in the episode, it's season 2, episode 1. If people who have Netflix want to go and check it out.
This guy remembers exactly the episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, because then they had another guy that's a Mexican that opened a restaurant in the Texas, like outside of like I don't know, somewhere. I think it was Austin, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But he was like, "No, I'm just gonna put a little spin on that." The Suadero on the Suadero taco. And like he put some guacamole on top of it and this and that, and like he was never touching the taco, the meat or the tortilla with his hands, and that kind of offended me a lot because
he wasn't touching.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing ever because they show you how they make the tacos, those sort, and like all you see is just people touching it. We're working with their hands and grabbing, like, all they do is just grab it with the tortilla, and it's a double tortilla taco, right? Because, right. So, and I'm like, fuck, like, why would you have to get something so beautiful? Like, it was kind of like art. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they had Ruben's taco down in I think they're in Mexico City. They had another taco person. I don't remember all the names, but then there's white-looking Mexican in Texas doing this shit to the taco, and I was like, yo, fuck you. I understand what he's trying to do, but I felt so offended. And the reason is like, I do this and then I do this, and then like I don't touch the meat, and I'm like, nah, dude. Like, nah.
Hold on. Your main issue is that he wasn't touching the meat with his hands.
Yeah, I couldn't understand because it's like
I feel like I need to see the video.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
don't
funny.
you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Go see it. It was like, it was basically like he was all gloved up and stuff like, and I'm like, it's like it takes away from the whole experience because. Right, like in that taco, they have
maybe he was doing it like it's like healthy.
No, he was definitely a professional because it was like in a restaurant, and my man was running a business.
Right,
but it just felt
you wanted to see a little bit more rawness.
It felt whitewashed. That's exactly how I can.
Doing things clean is whitewashing.
I also had like I haven't really found a place where, like for example, Los Tacos Número Uno, right? You go over there, they still touch a lot of the tortillas and stuff like that with their hands. Like they have gloves on them, but it's
it's very hands-on.
Exactly. And I was like, wow, man, like what if
was he flipping his tortillas with like tongs and shit?
Yeah,
because that's a fucking sin, man. It's like nah. I'm sorry, but like you're a bitch Mexican. If you can't flip tortillas with your hands, nah, you just orale, way. Nah, I'll excuse everything else. Oh shit, sorry, bro. See what I'm saying? I'll excuse everything else. I will not excuse you flipping tortillas with the fucking tongs. Nah, you orale, way.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Sorry,
bro.
Rubbed me on the. See, even you got pissed off like that, and I was like, no, like street food. Don't get me wrong, like street food is probably the best cuisine you can ever have. Like fuck all the restaurants, fuck the Michelin stars. There's something the beauty about the street food that it's so primal and so necessary. If you think about like, dude, my wife eats pizza with a fork and a knife, and I go bonkers.
Yo, for real, my girl too.
Every single time. It's like
my girl too, bro.
It's like it's street food. It's like that's like talk about cultural appropriation, okay? Like,
what is it? How is that cultural appropriation? A fork and a knife? How is that fork and a knife?
Street food? Streets have their own culture, their own way of eating, their own etiquette of eating.
No, but cultural appropriation means you're taking somebody's culture. Your culture incorporating.
Okay, listen, we can talk about that on the next episode because I do have some questions about that because most cultures always definitely borrowed from each other. So
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like put cornrows on my fucking head and act black.
Well, you gotta grow your hair first.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to see George with the long hair? Let us know, please.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
If we get a certain number of people that say you should let your hair grow, would you do it?
Yeah.
How many? What's the number? Be reasonable.
Of course, I will be. 65% of the viewers.
Oh, you want to go with percentages?
Yeah.
All right. If 65% of the viewers say you should let your hair grow, you're going to let your hair grow?
Yeah. They should comment. Like,
Oh yeah. Please let us know if 65%.
we have what, 25, 26 subscribers.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
please.
like 15 people.
Yeah.
Or less.
Yeah, that'd be great. Please let us know. Let us know.
See, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Like, there's certain things that it just when you do it to street food, and you bring that street food to a restaurant, it kind of
At what point?
kind of gives experience.
Hold on. Does the street food become restaurant food? Is that its natural evolution, or does restaurant food become street food, or does it even matter?
I think it's street food first, then restaurants, because back in the day,
Yeah, I guess which
restaurants did not exist. It's even in the Mexican culture. Restaurant, like, all the way back to the Aztecas and stuff like that, they had street food vendors.
Yeah, that
They
makes
never
sense.
had restaurants. And
Yeah, I
to
feel
do
like you
that
got to
to-
start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
so it just
and you always
makes sense.
start on the street.
Yeah, start in the streets.
Streets.
Everybody start in the streets.
But yeah, that's
There you go.
you know,
Que la chingada.
like that's something like, and that's what I think. Like, a lot of restaurants really do not do certain.
Rationals don't do.
No. A lot of restaurants
restaurants.
just are not very good communicators at certain
what-
points.
In what sense?
Well, we had a very good experience this past weekend with the last call, and that's what pisses me the fuck off. That's my thing. All right.
Pisses you off. Let's do it.
All right, it doesn't piss me off, but it definitely grinds my gears a little bit because it makes no sense. How come every time you go to a bar or something like that, to a bar, they tell you what time they close, but they never tell you when is the last call. And how about you just start putting open at, let's say, 5 p.m., last call 2 a.m. That's it. And that's one thing
Everybody
that him
out,
and I
3
got into discussion about it, because we went to this place, this beer garden or brewery, Wolf and Warrior.
Yeah.
And I did not pay attention to the time, what time they told us last call. But we had ordered a beer, and then David mentioned something like, "Oh no, we should leave," and I was like halfway done with my drink, either halfway or 2/3, one of the two. Like, I had very little left. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go, and we're gonna leave. But he's like, no. He there. But they asked
you had half. You think you had like half a beer, and still a full beer. Remember, because you did last call, and then you hadn't even started the second one. After I was like already drinking mine.
No, yeah, but when we said, "Oh, they're just being nice," when they told us last call, I was already halfway through my second one.
Oh yeah, at that point, right?
Yeah. And that's why I was like, okay, like, I think that especially places of entertainment should really be putting out their last call, not closing time, because closing time is definitely not your last call time, and that will give the partners or patrons, what the fuck they call
The patrons,
like some time to finish. Like, usually for me it's like this. Depending on the size of the glass or whatever, last call I give you a last call, you have 30 minutes to finish the drink that you just ordered.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. After that, peace off. If not, fucking drink faster. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
But
no, that's a thing.